Kareem Kanston from The Encourager, saying hello, how you doing, and just sharing with you about being encouraged in any situation. And so I don't know about you, but so many of us need to be encouraged in any situation. This is Kareem Kanston, The Encourager, encouraging you in any situation. And so listen, my name is Kareem Kanston. I am The Encourager. I'm here to motivate you, to inspire you to move towards your destiny. And you're probably saying, why should I move towards my destiny? Listen, I don't know about you, but I look towards my future. I look for a brighter day, a better day than I'm living right now. And so listen, we all must reach a destiny that we have in us. Listen, if you have breath in your body today, that means that you have a purpose for your life, and you should be doing something to move towards your destiny. My name is Kareem Kanston, and I am here to encourage you, to inspire you, and to motivate you so you can move towards your destiny. All right. And so I call myself the Encourager because I have a gifting and by God to inspire people to be encouraged in any situation. And so I've been doing a series all about being encouraged in any situation. And so I've been talking about topics like life, like marriage. I talked about a little bit about how I was close to $1 million in debt in investment properties. But, you know, I looked at it as a failure, but I had to get out that failure. So listen, what I'm saying to you, hopefully is going to motivate you and inspire you to move towards your destiny. I've been on this topic about failure. I posted already three parts about it. That is a very, very important topic because so many times we all are facing issues that we need to be encouraged during that test, during that trial. We need to be encouraged going through that crisis. We need to be encouraged or hear somebody to say, listen, it's going to be all right. We just need to hear that sometimes. But sometimes that from other people. So what do? You have to encourage yourself. And so, you know, I am here to inspire you, to motivate you, to let you know that yes, it might feel hard right now. Yes, it might not feel good. Yes, you might have messed up, but that doesn't mean that you give up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself. All right. And so I posted 3 previous topics. I'm gonna just give you those points from those topics to let you know where we've been. And I'm gonna do part 4 of being encouraged in failure. So I talked about in part 1 in reference to that over the years, couple of years, I've gone through some failures. I've gone through some trials. I had to face some issues head on. But I had to understand that, listen, I had to get away. All right. And so in part 1, my 3 points was that you need to acknowledge your failure. You need to acknowledge your failure. And I told people that, listen, you might need to just write that down and say, I and your name have failed in this area. You have to acknowledge it before you can move from it. Was that don't give up. Just because you messed up in an area in your life doesn't mean that you have to stay stuck there. I know so many people that are stuck in their failures. Lost their job, they're stuck that they lost their house, they're stuck in a failure that they messed up their credit, they messed up a relationship, right? And they still live like they're still in their failure. And let me tell you something. You know, there was a quote that I said that in the quote it says, your failure is not a person. So just because you failed and you're a person, that doesn't make who you are. All right. So your failure is not a person. Your failure is an event. It's a thing that happened in the past usually. And so you have to move for part number 1 was don't give up on yourself. Point number 3 was that you need to learn from your failure. You have to learn from your failure. How is it that you go through something, but you haven't learned anything from it? And, you know, I listened to a college president a couple of weeks ago, and he said, when my students come to my university, I want them to fail often because they will learn from that failure. They will learn from going through that trial. So when they get into the business world, they will put some things into practice because they went through a failing mode before. All right. And so you got to learn from it. So that's number one. I talked about more in depth about being close to $1 million in debt and how the failure of having tenants being late the month of January, right? They bought Christmas presents, they celebrated New Year's, but in January 1st, they were like, listen, I spent my money on presents and I can't pay the rent. And I'm like, well, do you want to stay in your house, the roof over your head, which is the most important part of this housing? And so I talked about how I received some of these properties, not to please myself, but I didn't want to please God, right? And so I had to acknowledge certain things. I had to move past that. I could have stayed there, been stuck there, but all those properties sold, right? And so and didn't lose anything from it. All right. So lost a lot of heartache, but listen. So point number one from part two was you need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive yourself. And so many times you want to hear somebody else to come and say, you know what? It's all right, man. I forgive you. But you need to say that to yourself. You have to say, Kareem, I forgive myself for that failure. Forgive myself for messing up on that issue, messing up on that business transaction. All right. And so you need to forgive yourself. You might want to do that right now and say your name and say, I forgive myself, and move on. All right. Number two from part two was that you need to focus on the future and not your past. You need to focus on your future, not your past. Listen, your future is greater than right now. All right. Your future is greater than where you are right now. And if you don't understand that, listen, you know what? You gotta lock in and say, listen, man, I have breath in my body. The next second, the next hour, the next minute, the next month, the next year. And that means I need to move towards my destiny and get past my past. Yes, you might have grown up in a tough home. Yes, you might have grown up in a terrible environment or didn't have all the resources like other people have. But that doesn't mean that you can't aspire to something great. And let me tell you something. There's greatness in you. Your DNA is his own. All right. There's nobody that can have the same makeup, the same cells and things like you. And so you're made as a masterpiece. So move past your failure, right? You got to move past that thing. Stop focusing on your past towards the future. All right. When you're driving a car, most cars drive forward, not backwards. All right. You need to be looking forward and not back. All right. So point number two was focus on the future, not your past. And point number three was that you need to free yourself. You need to say, listen, it is what it is. It might be in black and white. I might have a record. I might have an issue. But guess what? I need to free myself from that issue right now. Yes, I might have screwed up my credit. Yes, I might have screwed up a business transaction. Yes, I might have screwed up my not obtaining my degree or moving like I should have. But that doesn't mean that you have to be locked in to your past. So you got to free yourself. Freeing yourself means that you have to have a different thinking, and you have to put things in place so you can move past your failure. So that was part two. So failure part three was all about changing your mindset, changing your environment, and changing your future. All right. So part three, point number one was you need to change your mindset. And you're probably saying, how do I change my mindset? I gave tips on that video. You could go back and look at it. And changing your mindset is that you have to get to help to make you move past that failure. So one of the things I I talked about that. Currently right now I'm getting, refocused again about being debt free, about, being a good steward of the income that I have and paying off debt and saving more money. And so information once again by, Dave Ramsey, his Financial Peace University. And so I need to read those books. I need to read the information, and also I need to put in a CD so I can hear it audibly. All right. And so you need to get stuff, you need to read it. So if you want to be a great leader, you need to start reading some books. And maybe you need to start listening to some tapes. If you want to be a singer, maybe you need to start listening to some great singers, how some great singers are, how do they do it. If you want to be in business, you might want to read some business books and listen to some audio CDs. All right. And so that's how you change your mindset. You have to put your knowledge and your information into a place where you can move past that failure. All right. Thing I say, and the spiritual part is very, very important to me. So when I need to get locked in with God again, I'm opening up the Bible more than I've done before, right? I'm reading scripture, I'm reading chapters. I'm also listening to the Bible on audio so I can soak in that stuff, right? And so I can commune with him and get my mind past my failure. Part 3, point number 1, you need to change your mindset, right? There's a group that says a mind is a terrible thing to waste. It is. Your mind, you might just lose your mind. If you don't use your mind, you might just lose your mind. I played this speech all over and over again by Bishop T.D. Jakes, and he talks about don't lose your head. Don't lose your head. And really, he was really talking about, listen, head, then your body won't function. He was saying you could keep the heart moving, but if your mind is really, you're dead. Your rest of your body could be functioning, but if you lose the mind, your body can't move. And so don't lose your head. Don't lose your mindset, right? Stay in the zone of your destiny, right? Fight like you never fight, right? I was told by somebody a couple of weeks ago, Kareem, man, you're taking this debt-free thing like out of control. You need to settle down, right? And so it was a good talk from somebody that's been through something that to let me know that, listen, I was going overboard, but I had to get to a point where I was pressing till somebody said that, listen, you need to settle it down a little bit, but you have to be so hungry for something that somebody's like, listen, I know where you're trying to go, but listen, let's think about this in a certain way. Here's some tips. So part 3, point number 1 was change your mindset. Point 2 from part 3 was that you need to change your environment. People are like, what? I have to change my environment? Yes. You want to do better in your life in a certain area? Change your environment. You want to be around, you want to invest and be a guru and invest in the finance? You need to be around investors. Just don't be around people that's trying to, oh yeah, this is the best stock to pick, and I tried investing, but I'm not going to do it anymore. Or I lost money doing it. No, you need to be around some knowledgeable people about that topic. Be a motivational speaker, you should be around motivational speakers. And you should look at what they do, look at their craft, right? And so if you want to be an engineer, you should be around engineers. Why would you go to a school to be an actor, but you want to be an engineer? That doesn't make any sense. Doing things so you can move towards your destiny. So you got to change your environment. I'm not telling anybody that you need to pick up and move out of the house that is an emergency situation, but sometimes people just need to do that. I need to get away from the chaos, get away from the craziness. I told a story in part 3 about me growing up in Queens, New York. Moving 14 plus different places from the age of 0 to 18. And I said, listen, when I turn 18, I am moving out of the city because I need to see something different. that the city was bad, but I had to change my environment so I could change my mindset and move past failures that has happened in my life. All right. And so you need to change your environment. I'm just saying. Point number 3 of part 3 was that you need to change your future. You need to change your future. Your future will creep up on you very quickly. How many people you said when you were a young person, I'm going to be a fireman, I'm going to be a policeman, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be the president of the United States, I'm going to own my own business, or I'm going to live in a third world country, or I'm going to help eradicate, or I'm going to help people that are struggling with substance abuse addictions to get off of that stuff. Have you done it? Have you done that? All right. If you haven't, that means that you need to start moving towards your future, right? You got to change your future. And the only way to change your future, you have to act now upon your destiny. And do something, and doing it is two different things, right? I was just, listening to a conversation earlier today where, somebody said they wanted to do X, Y, Z. And I'm like, well, why aren't you doing it? Why haven't you moved past the past and said, listen, we're going to get this thing done? At least try it. You might as well try instead of just, I might do it tomorrow. I might do it next week, right? I might call a person tomorrow. I have this destiny or this dream, and I need to connect with this person, but I might call them next week when I have some time. How about you just pick up the phone right now, call them today? How about you send them an email? Listen, let me tell you a story. I told myself 2017, I am going to get back into motivational speaking. And so in 2016, I was online doing my research about motivational speakers, motivational organizations. And I actually emailed a motivational speaker at 10:50 p.m. at night, right? I said, listen, I just need to be about action. I emailed that person, and in 10 to 15 minutes, they email me back and say, hey, how you doing? Yes, I'm going to be in town. Let me speak, and let's hook up after that. Listen, if you never do it, then it's just going to be sitting there. And then you're going to look at 1 week later, 2 weeks later, 5 months later and say, well, I guess I missed it again. You have to take action. So that was part number 3. So part 4 today, we're going to talk about what we need to get rid of. In failure, what do we need to get rid of? Right? So I'm here to encourage you. And so I'm also here to give you some tips about what we need to get rid of. So part 4, we're going to talk about what do we need to get rid of? Really, things that we need to throw out, forget about, say bye, see you later, I'm not dealing with you anymore. All right? And so part 4, point number 1 is that you need to get rid of negativity. Get rid of negativity in your life. If you want to quit something, you're probably going to have to get rid of something. All right? If you want to quit smoking, you're probably going to have to stop smoking sometime. Right? If you want to start working out more, you're probably going to have to get some negative comments out of your mindset about working out. Right? Listen, I don't like working out myself, but listen, I had to get those negative thoughts. It's like, it's painful. I don't have time, and you always, those negative thoughts come up in your mind, but you have to say to yourself, listen, that's negativity. I have to look at the positive. Yes, I'm gonna stop doing this. Yes, I'm gonna quit drinking. Yes, I'm gonna quit eating like I want. Yes, I'm gonna quit talking about people because that's a gossiper. Yes, I'm gonna stop this because I need to get to my destiny and my purpose in life. See, negativity holds us back from moving forward. All right. So you have to say, listen, stop saying we can't, or I can't. We will never do this. When I hear can't, I hear opportunity. All right. So I usually tell people, And my wife probably gets mad at me many times. I said, stop saying can't. All right. And when I hear myself say can't, I said, Kareem, stop saying can't. Because when you say that, you will never get past that thing. You will never put those things in motion that you need in your life. All right. So point number one was get rid of negativity. Get rid of negativity. Listen, if somebody's calling you every single day and they always talk about negative things, you might want to say, listen, something right now and I'll get back to you. Or you might not even answer the telephone. You might need to block them on your text. You might need to unfriend them because you can't handle the negativity. I was just telling that to somebody before. I said, listen, if you can't handle it, then just turn it off. Tell a person you get back to them. All right. So part 4, point number 1 was get rid of negativity. Point 2 was get rid of wrong talk. Get rid of wrong talk. All right. So have you heard someone say that a sickness lives in their family? Let me repeat that again. Have you heard someone say that a sickness lives in their family? That is wrong talk. That is wrong talk. Listen, if you're watching this live, if you're watching this after this link, give me some hearts. Let me know what you think. Listen, have you heard someone say that sickness lives in their family? That is wrong talk. You have to say, no, diabetes doesn't live in my family. No mental illness doesn't live in my family. No heart failure doesn't live in my family. You need to start speaking the right talk and stop speaking the wrong talk. I mean, listen, death and life are in the power of the tongue. That's what Proverbs 18:21 says. So when you talk and you speak certain things, those things shall come to pass in your life. So that's the reason why you have to change your wrong talk and make good talk. All right? So stop saying you will never get out of this jam. Stop saying that you will never be debt free. Stop saying that you won't be healed. Stop saying that your family won't get above the situation. Stop saying your kid would never be smart. Listen, you need to say that my child is a great child. Speak life into them. Because if they hear that, that's what probably sometimes they will live out for the remainder of their life. I know someone to this day that people have spoke about their life in a negative way, and now they are living out the negativity and that wrong talk that was taught to them. You have to say, listen, enough is enough. I'm going to stop speaking into my destiny. I'm going to start encouraging myself like I never encouraged myself before. Yes, your body might be hurting right now, but you're going to say, listen, this pain is going to go away. I am healed by the stripes of Jesus. But if you allow the negativity and the wrong talk to live in your life, that is what's going to happen. So let's just try that now. Listen, and just say, I'm going to stop speaking the wrong talk, and I'm going to speak the good things in my life. Listen, for young people, stop saying you will never amount to anything. Stop saying to your friends that, they're dumb. They're never going to get out with that situation. Stop saying that. Stop telling people that they can't do certain things, right? Because after a while, you have to say to yourself, listen, I can do all things through Christ who gives me the strength, all right? I can do all things. I mean, it's impossible with man, but it's possible with God. And so you need to say to yourself, listen, I'm tired of living below my privilege. And so change your talk. Change other people's talk, because people will be in your presence and they will say certain stuff. And you got to say, listen, that's not how I talk. That's not how I live. All right. And so, listen, you have to move past that stuff. Listen, our Bishop Jeffrey Allen Williams he's been doing morning decrees in our annual fast. Listen, if you're on Facebook or any place, look his name up, Bishop Jeffrey Williams. Like him, look at those morning decrees, and he talks about all about your confessions. And so We have to change how we speak, how we talk. We have to change how we live. We have to change how we think. And so change your talk. Change your talk. All right. And so that was point number 2. Point number 3 was you need to get rid of bad counsel or mentors. You need to get rid of bad counsel or mentors. And you're probably saying, I need to get rid of my counselor, my mentor, or my psychiatrist. I'm not talking about professional mentors or counselors. I'm talking about those people that you seek counsel from that really have the negative talk and the wrong talk in your life. All right. These are the people that you're around on a regular basis, and they do not have anything positive to say about your life. They're not helping you about your future. They're not helping you about your destiny. And they're in the same boat that you're in. All right. So if for example, if you want to quit smoking and you've been saying you want to quit smoking, but your mentor and your counselor is a person that smokes, then really you're in the same predicament as they are. So you need to change who your counsel and your mentors are. Now, you might need to find someone that has been through that test so they could give you a testimony of how they got over, how they got out of that jam, how they got out of that situation. It goes back to, part 3, changing your environment. Your environment might be people. Sorry to say that. It might be friends. It might be family. It might be coworkers, right? If you're always around people that are doing the same thing and they're trying to give you the same counsel, but they don't do the same issue, then really you're in the same boat. You need to get out of that boat and get into somebody else's boat that has some knowledge, has some understanding, has been through some trials and some issues about a topic, versus everybody around, we sitting around the dinner table, oh, we all in the same predicament. Oh, it's going to get better one day. Well, when is it going to get better? When is it going to get better? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years? No, you have to say to yourself that I have to get some counsel and some mentoring that is going to help me get past this past. And so listen, I am Kareem Kanston. I'm the encourager, and I'm here to encourage people to move towards their vision and their destiny for their life. So listen, if you want to be a part of my I'm starting a group called a Barnabas group. And so we're going to be encouraging each other. Inbox me, send me a comment, let me know, give me some hearts, whatever, thumbs up, smiles. And so listen, you have to get good counsel and good mentors. All right. It's not enough just to get the same friends and same people. You have to change who you're talking to. All right. Just to give you a quick story, I'm doing an exercise program, and it's called Move with the VA, right? And so this program is they give you a professional coordinator that checks in with you, and a computer that encourages you, which is a good thing. Every single day, they take your weight, they ask you questions, and even though that you might have messed up, so say for instance, I was supposed to work out 50 times this week. That's a lot of working out, but not that much. And I answered a question like I didn't. They would say, it's all right. It's fine. We could do better. It doesn't say, oh man, you missed the mark. And so listen, we have to be encouraged to move past our failure. We have to be encouraged to move past our past. And so listen, this is part 4 of being encouraged in failure. All right. And so let me tell you these points again. So point 1 was you got to get rid of negativity. You have to get rid of negativity. Get rid of negative talk that has happened. Number 2 is that get rid of wrong talk. Stop saying you're never going to do this. You're never going to do that. I can't do this. I can't do that. Stop saying your family lineage, everybody in my family had heart failure. Stop saying that stuff. Listen, mental illness runs in my family. And let me tell you, I speak that mental illness to be bound up, and it shall not go past my generation. It shall not go past and mess with my kids. I have cursed and broken that thing because it will not live in my life. I would never speak that it's living in me. Are you, you got to change that wrong talk. You have to say, no, this is not going to live in my life. Yes, I can move forward past this failure. Yes, I can do all things through Christ who gives me the strength. You put the right talk, get rid of the wrong talk. And get rid of the wrong talk. And point number 3 was that you need to get rid of and bad mentors. And this wasn't focused on professional counselors or mentors. This was focused on people that use friends, family, and people in the same predicament as their counsel and their mentors. You need to be talking to some people that have gone through some tests and get that testimony. Thanks for that thumbs up, right? And so listen, you have to say to yourself that move to a different place in my life. This is a new year, a new day, a new second, a new minute, a new hour, and I'm going to move towards my destiny. Yes, your failure might be in black and white. Yes, your failure might be public or might be private. You have to be held back to move towards your destiny. I mean, listen, I don't know about you, but we have to encourage ourselves. It's all good to get encouragement for other people, but sometimes you have to encourage yourself. You have to say, listen, it's going to be all right. You might just need to say your name. Like I said, Kareem, it's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. Yes, that situation happened, right? That thing happened. Have you ever been, in an environment where somebody walks in and the first thing you ask them, hey, how you doing? And they say, listen, I had a flat tire. My kids, made me late for work, and this happened, and my wife screaming at me, my husband screaming at me. I didn't get that promotion. You're like, whoa. Anything? Are you thankful for breathing today? Are you thankful for being able to talk, to see, to taste, to smell? Are you thankful for having clothes on your back? Right? Are you thankful that you even have a car to even get a flat? You might want to think about that, right? Are you thankful that you have a home, or you have shelter? Can you just be thankful that you even have a family or a job? There's people that don't have a job. There's people that don't even know their family. There's people that are homeless. There's people that are in a mental institution and been locked there for years because they can't get over some situation. Can you be thankful for something? Can you be thankful for even the sun is shining today? All right. Oh, well, it's raining outside. Well, can you be thankful that it's raining, because there's some people that are having a drought right now in this world? Come on now. Can you be thankful for something? Listen, if you're not thankful, then really you're dealing with a lot of negativity. And that stuff will eat up your mind, eat up your body, right? Talking about the program that I'm in with the VA, the exercise program, right? And if you eat the wrong thing, this is going to eat up your body. You up, right? Have you ever seen Coke poured on certain things? It starts eating things up. They even said that if you use Coke and pour it down your drain that is clogged, it will unclog it because it has so much acid. Wow, blown away. Listen, so I'm here to encourage folks. And so listen, I want to offer a free book to everyone that's watching. It's called Encourage Yourself in the Lord. It's by my mother-in-law named Carlene Pierce. It's a free book. You can download it by clicking on the link in this post, and it will allow you to get this free book, and you can download it. She allowed me to actually give it away. Also, when you fill out the survey that's on the link, you also will receive a 15% discount for my book titled Walk Through the Doors That God Has Opened for You, a 365-day daily devotional. my wife Deborah. So listen, fill out the survey, get the book, and then you have another opportunity. But listen, listen, anyone that is going to ask you to pay them something that haven't given you anything to really, what are they doing? All right, so we're here giving out free information to encourage people to move towards their destiny, to move towards their purpose in life. I don't know about you, but you probably know yourself, many people that are facing some failures, right? They're facing some things that they can't. They're facing a bad marriage, a bad relationship, a bad business deal, a bad decision they made in their life, and they don't know what to do. And so maybe it's you, maybe it's you're the person that's going to encourage somebody else by you being encouraged. Maybe somebody is watching you. Somebody is watching you. They see how you deal with a problem. They see how you dealt with a failure, dealt with a bad business transaction, right? There's people that are watching you to see what you're going to do, because if you can make it through, then I can make it through. Right? And so many people have told me, I just want to tell you, I really didn't want to start posting, videos of myself on social media. And I had to be encouraged by someone, and they say, listen, man, needs to hear what you have to say. Someone needs to hear that you've been through something, but you are now going to encourage somebody else to make it out of that situation. You don't know who you're going to reach. You don't know who's listening, who's watching. You don't know who's the next person that's going to need your help so they can move towards their destiny. And so you as a person need to be encouraged that there's better things to come in your life. And so you have to encourage yourself. You have to gain so much chutzpah, right? That you could say carpe diem, which is that you need to seize the day. Every single day, you need to seize the day. And so you need to be encouraged so you can encourage others. If you click on that link, fill out that short form, you get this free book, Encourage Yourself in the Lord, as I stated before, from my mother-in-law, Carlene Pierce. It's a quick read. You'll be able to download it. 15% discount code for myself and my wife's book called Walk Through the Doors That God Has Opened for You, a 365-day daily devotional. Listen, also, I need people to give me some comments, right? Put some comments in the comment section. Give me some thumbs up, give me some thumbs down. Share this with some other people, right, that need to be encouraged. Give me some hearts. Share this information with other people. This is part 4. I've done part 1, part 2, and part 3 about failure. This is part 4. And so the points in part 4 were this. 1, get rid of stuff. Get rid of negativity. 2, get rid of wrong talk. And 3, get rid of bad counsel and mentors. I'm not talking about the professional counsel and mentors. I'm talking about your friends, your family that's in the same jam as you are, and you all are talking about when we're going to get out this jam or this issue. You need to be looking for other mentors, for other counselors. Thank you, my brother, Marlon Barnabas, right? We got to encourage people. So, as I said earlier, I'm going to be starting a group called the Barnabas Group, the encouragement group. And so we all going to encourage ourselves. We're going to encourage ourselves that it's okay to fail. I said it earlier that I was in the presence of a college president a couple of weeks ago, and he said, listen, I want my students to come to my university so they can learn from their failures. So when they go into the business world, they already know the mistakes that you've been through that during college. So now you're in the business world, you have seen that mistake already, in which I thought that was awesome. I thought he was going to talk about how great his university was and how many students that you usually hear a college president, they always brag. How many students are going to the school? How many students graduate? He said, listen, I want people to learn from their failure and learn from it quickly. There's also another person, Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I've been listening to his CDs for the last couple of weeks. And he says, listen, if you haven't failed 10 times already, you probably haven't learned from something. And so he was talking about investing in real estate properties. He said that he looks at 100 business deals, 100 real estate transactions before he probably could find one property. I was like, wow, I was blown away. And so listen, move past your failure. Once again, click on the link, get this free book, Encourage Yourself in the Lord, from my mother-in-law, Carlene Pierce. You also would get a 15% discount from myself for a devotional book that my wife and I wrote called Walk Through the Doors That God Has Opened for You. Also, please send me comments, inbox me in reference to titles that you want me to talk about in reference to being encouraged in any situation. So listen, I want to thank everyone for watching. Talk to you soon. You all have a good day. Thanks.